So it looks like 97% of you aren't subscribed. Please subscribe, it helps me out a lot. Also, we're so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. So this story happened around 10 years ago when I was about 7 years old. So to describe myself, I was about 4 foot tall with a shaved head, so I looked like a Malteser. So anyway, on this day I went to the park, and to describe this park, it was your typical standard park, including swings, slides and other shit. And because my mind was equivalent to a deranged crackhead at 7 years old, I didn't want to go on the swings or the slides, I wanted to go on the other shit. So this thing I went on, it had 2 poles at the end of it and this skateboard thing in the middle. So anyway, on this contraption you could swing from side to side. However, the only reason why this thing could swing from side to side is because of the sharp ridges at the bottom. And with this being your typical council park, there was nothing shielding the ridges. And unfortunately for me, I didn't find out about this until it was too late, but let's speak about that later. So anyway, as I got onto the contraption, I began to swing from side to side. And with me being my 7-year-old self, I was having fun. I was having the absolute time of my life. As I began to get more hyper, I began to swing higher and higher. And as I got higher, I began to lose balance. However, the contraption wouldn't stop. It just kept going faster. Eventually, I flew off the contraption and I fell all the way to the floor at around 50 miles an hour. And as I hit the ground, my leg managed to get caught underneath the ridges. And the razor sharp ridges took my fucking leg off. And as I lied there with a sliced open leg, I began to scream. And within a 50-mile radius, this is all you could hear. And as I looked down at my leg, I was horrified. I was looking at what I looked like on the inside. All I could see was bone and muscle. Long story short, I was rushed to the hospital. Now, I didn't get an ambulance. My mum decided to take me. And for some reason, my mum was faster than an ambulance. And as I got there, I had to wait in a room with other patients before I got my operation. And waiting in that room was quite traumatizing because I saw a kid in the corner of the room with blood all over his face. It looked like he cut his face open. And after 20 minutes I was finally able to go to the operation. And when I was on the hospital bed, my mum was wondering why I wasn't crying because of the pain. It was probably because I was injected with fucking morphine. I couldn't feel the pain because I was on drugs. After that, they started analysing my cut, and when they finished they gave me something that would send me to sleep. And after I blacked out, I woke up and I found my leg to be in stitches. I was then told I had to stay overnight, and some of you may know what a hospital looks like in the middle of the night. So anyway, in the morning, they put a cast around my leg to protect my stitches, and I also had to go out the door in crutches. So my physical appearance, I looked like a cyborg. After a couple of days, my mum wanted me to go into school. Bearing in mind, the other day, I sliced my leg open and I had to get it stitched together like I was a puppet. So when my mum took me to school, I was turned away because I was in crutches and I was struggling. Like I couldn't even walk straight, I was just stumbling from left to right. And I was thinking to myself, what was my mum thinking? I literally came into school like I was some drunk old man. So I wasn't allowed into school until my leg was fully healed. And I thought that was absolutely sick because I got a 3 month off of school. So all I did for that month was relax and play games. And when you were 7, that was an absolute dream. Eventually, a month passed by and my leg fully healed. However, I was left with a massive fuck off scar at the back of my leg, which is still with me today. To this day, I still wonder, how did I not die and how do I still have my leg? Everything's fine now, I can walk normally, even though my leg was almost diced off. So the moral of the story is, don't go to a park because you'll get stabbed up by a piece of equipment. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Subscribing's absolutely free and you can unsubscribe at any time. And if you don't subscribe, I'll do your mum.
Unstoppable, yeah. After all is said and done, shout what we're all in, oh, time.